One way to measure ROI is to think about a sort of business problem that you've tried to crack before, but you couldn't. And so in this case, we had a national travel brand that was really trying to engage and connect with a specific audience segment. And they had tried for a while and they weren't successful. This audience segment had negative perceptions of the brand and their destinations. And they would openly say things like on social, I'll never visit that place. And so they knew, though, because the macro picture said this segment is really, really important. They're growing, their spending power is growing. You got to figure out how to engage and connect with them. So back to what we said before, their leadership was reflective and said, we need to figure out what it is we need to do differently, starting with us to engage this audience more effectively. Then we need to listen to what these consumers really have to tell us about their experiences. And so that's what they did. They used SEEQ to study, in this case, the Black travel experience nationally. And what they learned about this experience were the things that made these travelers feel safe, welcomed, and that they belonged, whether it was on the plane, at the hotel, in community, at a destination. They took those insights and then they said, train everybody on this. So we trained their agency, we trained their creative teams. Then they said, you got to help us educate our partners. So the leadership commitment to understanding what needed to change, impact, change, delta, was so strong that by the time they were done, they said, okay, great. We had a partner agency. They said, we'd love to build a campaign around this. So we turned to our partner agency and said, here's what we've learned. Here's what's different. Let's build a campaign. Well, one of the biggest insights was so basic, but so transformational. If you really understand word of mouth, it's not about buying somebody's share of voice. It's people experiencing your thing authentically, and they can't help but talk about it. For example, real quick aside, I'm telling everybody and their mother to sign up for Fathom AI, because I think it's the best note taker I've ever seen. I just found out Fathom has an incentive program. I don't care. That would kind of like mess with my brand to be like signing up for an incentive program and saying, hey, sign up for Fathom so I can get $100. That's not me. No shade to those who do it, but that's not me. But I'd rather just share what I've learned because Fathom is so cool and I love it. So I'm telling everybody about it. That's what happens when people love the product, love the brand, love the culture. They want to tell everybody about it. And they actually don't care if they get anything for it because they're actually they no longer care about you, the brand. They care about their friend. They care about their coworker. They care about the person who's looking for a better job. They're like, I want you to work here. Do you get a referral bonus? No, and I could care less. I want you here because this is a better place for you. So care and love shows up when people feel really, really empowered by your brand or your organization. So back to this company, right? And they said, we won a campaign. Our partner agency did the campaign. This campaign took this core insight of it's this person sharing their love with this person. That's what's going to move the needle. That's what's going to cut through all of the preconceived notions, misperceptions, somewhat accurate perceptions, but missing the whole story. Cut through all of that. They launched a campaign. This campaign exceeded all objectives for what they call in the travel and tourism industry, heads and beds. People came, people stayed, people spent money, and they got a measurable ROI on that campaign investment. But the brand lift they got, because these people started going back on social. The same people who were taking shots at the brand are now like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to visit, because they were hearing about it from somebody who was like them. And we were using the real words, the real stories, the real experiences to drive that campaign. It was a tremendous success and it won awards. So in the advertising world, that matters.